just thought I'd do one of my usual check-in videos. Yeah, I got a lot of new subscribers. So thank you so much if you decided to subscribe. I did a, equipment video, and that seemed to, pique some interest. So thanks for coming along for the ride. If you're new, or even if you're not new, this is just like me documenting sort of as a diary, trying to get back to playing competitive golf at an amateur level, or moving into senior amateur golf. I'm 53 now, and I didn't play for a number of years, golf at all, and got back. So this is just me sort of waxing poetic. I don't play a lot of golf on this channel because I just find doing the videos and stuff like sort of distracting, So if if you're interested in trying to get better, or you just want to see someone slogging through it all in public, welcome aboard. If that doesn't sound interesting to you, I totally get it, because it's actually not very interesting. But it's actually great for me because I go back and watch some of the other stuff I've been doing. And so speaking of watching some of the other stuff, yeah, I've been getting ready for a new season and sort of taking stock of where I'm at. So, I guess the first couple years of the channel were me just playing golf again. And, when I started back in, I think I started like at a 4. I hadn't played for like about 10 years, 8 years, let's say. And so I came back in at about a 4 handicap at my first year. Then that winter and that leading into 2019, I got it down to like, a 1, let's say. 2019 to 2020, I was actually trending really well. I got down to, under like a 0.5 plus on paper anyways. And now I'm back to about, let's say, a 1. I think I'm on paper as like a 0.5, but I'm really playing at a 1. So now the challenge is, in competition at a higher level, can I play at that level? And so far, I've been not successful in that. So that's good though. So, my first season back, 2019, I was probably, what I'm doing is tracking my differentials in events, right? So I'm pretending it was like I'm submitting a handicap event, and I'm going to the round and, getting a differential based on the course handicap of the tees we played on that day. So my first year was probably, I played at around a 5 in competition. I played a number of events. Maybe I played 5 events or whatever. And then the last 2 years were, obviously in 2020 and 2021, I sort of combined that into one season, in 2 different countries. I moved back to Toronto area, for the 2021 season. So my differential went up. I was able to play more senior pro, even though they were pro events. It was over 50s, of course, it was a bit shorter, in 2019. And then so 2020 and 2021, the majority of I was playing amateur events. So, longer courses, mid-amateur, 77,000 yards again. So a little bit of a slog, but that's good. So, my differential went up. I don't think it was so much about the courses. It was just like, I was, sort of nervous playing some bigger, events. Just by the nature of COVID, I didn't have to qualify. So I just threw in my applications and got in. And so that's good, but, this year, so as we get into, the season, I'm swinging back to what my goals are. One of the goals is to play in as many tournaments as I can. So I'm already signed up for, I think, like 3 events, and there's like, I don't know, 2 to 3 more I can slot in. I'm just trying to see how money goes. So, but I'll be in at least 4, which is great. So that's already a win. And so, the goal is to play a couple seasons and then try to get ready to play senior amateur golf. And if even then I can still sign up for mid-amateur and amateur golf, so but focus on that. So I've been able to hit balls, which is great. Um, and I haven't had a chance to play any because we got a little blast of snow again. But up here, it's sort of the season seems to start around the Masters weekend, so I'm assuming that'll be it. Maybe you slip something in earlier, which is obviously a change from the New York City area. I was living in New York for like 20 years off and on, and when I was playing, you can technically play all year, so obviously working around that, and so as I go into the events, I thought I would, and sorry, I got a new phone here, so if I'm looking around. I thought I would think about some stats that I could use just to start tracking myself and to see if I get better. And so one of the systems out there is the Decade Golf system. Some of you might have heard it. That guy Scott Fawcett, and I think his big proponent right now is Will Zalatoris, or the main guy that he's sort of promoting as someone who's come out of that system. So I thought instead of tracking greens and all that stuff we like to track, I can do that as well. But I wanted to do something where I could really see where I'm losing stats. And forgive me if there's background noise. I'm down in my little golf basement. Furnace is on. So I thought I would look at the stats that he tracks in Decade, and he calls them the Tiger stats, whether these are stats that Tiger actually used or not, but they seem to make pretty good sense. And when you see Tiger was having some trouble, after coming back from injury, you can sort of see, I won't say anything, but you can see why Tiger might have decided to track some of these if he indeed did this. But anyways, I think they're valuable. So so the first stat I would track is bogeys on par 5. So I'll just see how many I get on that. And then the second stat would be, double bogeys. Like, how many double bogeys do I have, right? The third stat would be track how many 3-putts. And then the fourth stat would be, did I make a bogey on a hole where I had 9-iron or less? Some people say wedge or less, but 9-iron I think is good. For me, that's like 135, 135 in. So did I, chop it up, which I do. And then the last step would be, did I do any what they're calling double chips? Like, was I chipping, and did I have to chip again? So was I short or was I long? So I think those are. I'll do those in my tournament events, and I'll see over the next couple years. See where I'm at. The other thing I've been working on is swing speed. I'm always obsessed about swing speed, but I've been doing pretty good. I mean, my numbers are, for off season, I'm probably anywhere like 101 to 104. I'm trying. I have little bumps where I'm above, but for not hitting in balls and just hitting indoors, feels like a pretty good place to start the season at. So yeah, that's where we're at. Another rambling video. I haven't had enough coffee today, so I thought I'd throw the video on, throw the thing on. But I did want to welcome any new subscribers. I do these sort of type of check-in videos regularly. My first events won't be until May, but there'll be a couple really early qualifiers, and then it'll be sort of quiet. And then I have stuff like, July I might have something, then August, September, and October I have an event in each of those months, so that'll be good. I mean, that's sort of like all my budget will allow. If there's an opportunity to play more, obviously I'd love to do that, so yeah, this is what I do on this channel. I just literally sit here and sit in front of a camera and go where I'm at, so I'm not really at anywhere because I haven't played much golf. So, I'll probably do like I last a couple years. I'll try to check in the middle of the season. I'll try to give some results. And then I'll do a wrap up at the end of the season. So that's how I'm approaching trying to improve in tournaments, the other thing that if you go back to my goals video, trying not to keep score or worry about score. So I sort of like these stats because they don't actually, it's not about score. Did I hit a green in regulation? Did I hit a fairway? How many putts? It's like, okay, if I do all these things okay or try to negate them, you can't sort of help but shooting a better score. You know, it seems we're like, for us amateurs, like the shots get eaten up. So maybe that's something you can work on. I don't know how valuable signing up for Scott Fawcett's decade thing is. I sort of looked at it. It's a lot of money, and if you're not part of a college program, like putting all those stats in, unless you're playing tons of tournament rounds, I don't know. But anyways, I'll leave that for you to decide. Yeah, so the bag is in great shape. Just, you know, putting and chipping indoors, trying to hit balls when I can, and getting ready for the season. So yeah, here we are. This is now, I guess, so what, season 4, right? So it's the 4th year I've done this. COVID, you know, notwithstanding, right? So yeah, so I've got 2 more years and then 55. And so if I'm still like playing golf or I haven't drove myself crazy, maybe I'll, you know, that's my goal, let's say, to shoot for that, and then 55 till 65 and have some fun. All right, so there you go. Thanks a lot for subbing. If I totally get it if this is not what you signed up for. I try to put some golf in there, but you know, it's just me sticking a camera down when I have a chance. I hope you guys are great. I hope if you're playing already, we're getting ready for the Masters, and that seems to be the kickoff of the, you know, the season here in the Midwest, if we call it, you know, Toronto, Great Lakes area. Yeah, I'll probably check in, you know, in a couple months, and until then, may the golf gods be with you, and I hope you make all your birdies, and I hope your bags are where you want, and just I hope you're getting ready for a great season. So bye for now, and we'll see you as always in the next video. Thanks for checking in.